Well, hi YouTubers, hi, I'm back with a 6 months 60 books, and I just bought this for the title alone. The Book Ninja. Finding Love One Book at a Time by Ali Berg and Michelle Kalus. I'll read the blurb. Never judge a book by its cover, never judge a man by his taste in books. Frankie Rose is desperate for love, or relationship, or just a date with a semi-normal person that she hasn't tried. Frankie is the queen of online dating, but she has had enough. Deciding to embark on the ultimate dating experiment, inspired by her job at the Little Brunswick bookshop, Frankie places her hope in her favourite books to find her perfect man. Secretly planting copies of them trains, inscribed with her contact details, Frankie hopes to find the man of her dreams through mutual love of good books. But one spontaneous kiss later, Frankie begins to fall for a guy called Sonny. There's just one tiny problem. Frankie is strictly a Jane Austen kind of woman, as Sonny has never heard of her. Seriously. Can Frankie overcome her book snobby for the man of her dreams, or will she be left searching for the trains for her modern day Mr. Darcy forever? Now, this basically described me. I'm a bibliophile, okay? Obviously. And every time it's come around, but it's just books everywhere. I started these book projects basically as an inspiration to get rid of them and show the love before I got rid of them. It's going in a charity shop bag when I'm done with it. I did not like this book, honestly. Honestly, Frankie Rose is just... Okay, I'm going to open this. I'm going to open this, okay? Right. Here you go. This is just chapter 1. If Frankie's life were a book, she would title it Disappointment. Named aptly for a disaster that was her career, her family, and of course her love life. Frankie's alarm blared accusingly, declaring that she was almost 20 minutes late to get out of bed. She sighed, rolled over, and buried her face in a shabby copy of Emma, which she shoved under her pillow the night before. There she bit her lip, thinking she'd never be remarkable enough to have a book simply named after her first name. But Frankie never judged by its title, nor by its cover, tried to judge a novel purely by its opening sentence, for which she and her best friend Kat described as a book birth. In Emma's birth, Austen described Mr. Woodhouse as handsome, clever and rich, with a comfortable home and happy disposition. By contrast, the opening sentence of Frankie's birth was her mother proclaiming she's bald and has her father's big nose. Okay, quite a strong opening. Then it gets further along. See, Frankie works at this bookshop, and she is a book snob. Okay? Right, let's go with chapter 2. Now, secondly, right, in my own personal life, I don't judge people, okay, by the books they read. Okay? I don't, because sometimes you talk to people, and they are just... What they read is really intriguing. Then you actually find out what they're reading, and you're like, wow, I understand. Okay? I absolutely understand. So... Put it this way, she's such a snob, she hates young adult. Okay, here we go. So, Sonny has just walked into the bookshop. Here we go. A promising start. Yes, caresses antique dust jackets. No, hold on, movement on the horizon. He pressed on, making his way towards the travel section. He paused to come as he gathered his bearings. Her breath caught as she spied him eyeing on the non-fiction section. A well-read historian, an economist, that she could work with, but alas, he powered past biographies and essays. Picking up his pace, the chestnut-haired man walked with decisive strides as Frankie, barely concealed by her paperback, devoured M&M after M&M and gawked at the stranger as he made his way to the back of the shop. No, anything but that shelf. The young adult section. He must be disorientated. Frankie dropped her book, deciding that enough was enough. His customer was obviously confused. Just as she was about to leave the safety of the counter, the man pulled out a hot orange-spined book without a hint of hesitation. It has to be some kind of sick joke, Frankie muttered under her breath. He's got to be 30 years old. Far too mature and good-looking to be reading, and Frankie really was confused. Is that Twilight he just picked up? Ugh, I mean. Exactly. She judges people on their books. The young adult. Okay, here's some good young adult titles. The Hunger Games. Basically, Frankie's ever read The Hunger Games. A great book about a strong, empowered woman who is not perfect. Katniss Everdeen is flawed as hell. Okay? Who basically is a traumatized victim of war. And yet she's never read it because it's young adult. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Basically, Frankie's a bitch. There you go. Frankie's friend Kat is just a bad. This is spoiler territory here. Put it this way. Right, this is fucking back to page 9. Okay? Now, Catherine Adeline Cooper, there you go, is pregnant and goes to this Korean K-pop exercise class, and here we go. Well, a K-pop, and this really cute dancer, a guy called Jinsu. Jinsu, yes, Jinsu. What about Jinsu? Well, sort of accidentally slept with him a few weeks back. Cat covered his mouth with her hand and bolted for the door. Cat cheating on Claude. No, Frankie knew it was impossible. Cat would never cheat on him. Cat and Claude's marriage wasn't perfect, but his was. Cat loved Claude in his stupidly good-looking, knit and obsessed entirety, and she was 4 months pregnant with his child, for God's sake. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, no. It gets better. Okay? Alright. Cat's also a goddamn liar. Here we go. Because this affair has been going on. This affair has been going on for a while. Cat is pregnant with Jinso's child. She gives birth to her son, who she actually wants to call Jinsu after the father. And obviously the baby is half Korean. Here we go. Look at him, Cat said finally. He's so beautiful. How could I be so cruel as to work him into a world full of my problems? Hello, daddy issues. I'm the worst mum in the world, Cat cried. That's so far from the truth. Just look at him. He's warm and happy and loved. I mean, he's beyond loved. And he has not one but two fathers who adore him and want to be in his life. Extra dads don't really mean their kids turn out extra well adjusted. What have I done? Exactly. Basically, Cat has this affair, and Frankie just enables her behaviour. Tells her all the time, oh, Cat, you're not a bad person for cheating on your husband. Okay, oh, and having another man's baby. You're a good person. You've got a lot of love. We love you. Everyone loves you. Nah. Basically, Cat, everyone in this world is just insane. Frankie's parents are insane. Everyone in Frankie's life is pretty much insane. Okay? It's a kind of Twilight Zone world, okay, where everyone seems to enable everyone else's crappy behaviour. One thing is, okay, Frankie has this issue about her name, because her name is Frankston Rose, okay? Frankston Rose. Because her parents basically did it on, now, this is Australia, her parents did it on the Frankston line, okay? She was conceived on the Frankston line train, or tram, okay? And that's why she's called Frankston. Okay, British equivalent, I guess, would be called, I don't know, House of a City, Bakerloo, Central, I don't know, okay? Do it at a train station, call it King's Cross, or Hammer on the Hill. That kind of equivalent. But she's got this issue be called Frankston Rose, okay? Her parents are the ultimate hippies, and they just into yoga and new age therapy and that kind of crap. But one thing I just could not stand is our protagonist, Frankie. She is horrible, she's entitled. I mean, she passed these books, what I think was a great concept, on various public transport to find 20 a day. Okay? This is chapter 9. Okay, page 62. Here you go. Once again, it was one of these days. This is on her blog. She blogs about this. Once again, it was one of those days that just read oh so well on paper. Architect, tick. Volunteers in spare time, tick. Loves dogs, tick. Promises of an accent, tick, tick. Having recently relocated from Oxford, a British accent, or held a queen, this state had exotically debonair written all over it. Could it be a seemingly mutual, ethically minded and pooch-loving bachelor I stumbled across my literary train trotters? Thank the Lord, George Wickham. There was maybe a dating god after all. A petite, framed woman, draped in perfect velvet and chunky resin beads, slithered into the seat opposite me. They went like this. You must be Frankie, she purred, with an unmistakable British lit. Sorry, you must be the wrong person. I'm actually waiting for a friend, I replied, a little too defensively. Ashley, so I'm late. I was all this cannot be happening. It turns out that Ashley is an architect, volunteer, dog lover, died in the wood, Austin tragic from Oxford. Also turns out that Ashley is a lesbian. I spent the last hour and a half sidestepping the elephant in the room. How's it going to break it to her that as much as I might have been trying to become a lesbian in 2009, or the swearing off men post off a particularly traumatic second date with a frisky boaster, and I'd be hot on the collar for a life English rose. Okay, so here you go. So, with a subtle daintiness, I found myself suddenly and uncontrollably blurting out, I love dick. So one humiliating drink in the face I dispatched, she tracks me. Stay tuned for another bumpy edition of how I managed to drown my love life and alternate perfectly good people soon. Okay. So on this date, because we don't actually normally see the dates, it's just basically like the aftermath of said dates. Okay. A real ass woman shows up, basically thinks Frankie is into her. Okay, Frankie wasn't basically gender specific. Okay, which part of these things. And hey, good on Ashley for that drink in her face. Kudos, because in that situation, the mature thing to do, the adult thing to do, would be, oh my god, I'm really sorry. I was expecting a guy, but as you're here, I'm really sorry to basically this to happen, Ashley. But do you want to get drinks and dinner? It's nice to really kind of talk Austin. I mean, you've said that you just moved here from England, and it's nice to make a friend. That's what well, if I was thank you, I would have done. Okay, but no, because Frankie is a bitch. Frankie is just a bitch. She's a horrible person. There you go. And then when she meets Sonny, now Sonny is nice. He doesn't know who Jane Austen is. She's such a book snob. Buys her a turtle, which I think is a bit crazy. And then Sonny has a phobia of bananas. Doesn't like bananas. They freak him out. So after unintentionally stealing his phone, because he accidentally leaves it with her, sees a picture of a beautiful woman on the picture. In her twisted, warped revenge, sees his car, decides to buy 200 bananas, and basically put them all in his car, because there's a banana phobia. Yeah. But the thing is, Frankie's justification is this. Frankie's felt more vulnerable and stupid. Who do you think I am, the Count of Monte Cristo? Returning to an elaborate plot of retribution? I've got to stop letting Cat talk me into these things. There you go, yeah. But it turns out that the picture on the phone is Sunny Day's, his name is Sunny Day, I think Sesame Street with that, ex-girlfriend who tragically died. She died. Okay? And this is Frankie's reaction. There you go. Frankie burst through the front door of the little Brunswick Street bookshop. She found Kat sitting at the book was better stand, the copies of The Time Traveller's Wife, one day must just keep her. In one hand, a phone in the other. Frankie paused and craned her neck for a sign of life in the folds of the bookshop, no signs of customers. Kat, she eventually whispered, she's dead. Who's dead? Kat replied without making eye contact. Screensaver. What? Kat and said squeaked. What? How? Oh my god, this is terrible. Okay. She died 5 years ago. He said he's trying to move on. He even changed his screensaver today, placed with a picture of the two of us. How's that for a modern day romantic gesture? Well, it doesn't have to end of the world. Okay, she's dead, and yes, 5 years later she's still a screensaver. But at least you know they can't get back together. But you don't get it, Frankie turned to face Kat. All the bad stuff is automatically deleted when you die. I'll always come up second best, driving up to the perfect dead woman. Tell that to Bateman. Oh, please let me Bateman into this. How do you expect him to delete her from his life? Not that I ever would expect him to. I just can't live up to it. I'll never be able to top her. Fucking top her? She's dead. His ex-girlfriend died. And Frankie's response is, oh my good God, you poor thing. How can I support you? Is there anything you will talk to me when you're ready kind of thing? It's, oh my God, she's dead. I'll never live up to that. Yeah. But Frankie is so pretentious, okay, that basically it all goes so well for her on his blog, okay, that Simon & Schuster, okay, actually publishes, actually get in contact with her and they want to publish the blog and turn it into a book. And she's already written a book, but it didn't go down well. So basically to have to get her mojo back, okay. There you go. Is this her excuse? Is her excuses? Is it when Sunny finds out about the blog? And then the book started to get some traction, and I was finally writing fluidly again. I haven't felt good about my writing since my first book. A publisher even interested in turning the blog into a book. And I guess I started craving the content to fuel my writing. I didn't want to let it go. I know it doesn't justify any of this. I got carried away. I should have stopped as soon as you and I became more serious. Should be honest with you. I've been single for so long, I wasn't used to thinking about anyone but myself. I've been self-involved and selfish. I can see that's clear now. But please, Sonny, you have to know it was just for the blog. It doesn't change anything. You had my true self all along. She regretted her last word as soon as they fell out of her mouth. Your true self. How goddamn pretentious can you get? This I thought would be such a great kind of romp through literature and love, okay? No, it's a story, okay, about a self-involved, entitled woman who basically uses people to get fuel from her blog, has horrible people around her. Her best friend is a total bitch, okay? She's a bitch. The way she treats the people in her life is absolutely disgraceful. And what, I'm supposed to be applauding this? None. None of it. No. No. So, written by 2 women, and it was terrible. It was terrible. Story about a self-involved woman who basically uses and abuses the people in her life to get fuel for her blog, treats them with disdain, and has absolutely no redeeming qualities about it. And an issue, okay, about being called thanks and big deal, okay? Get over that. Too much information, by the way. So, that's it. Not recommending, not enjoying, did finish it, I deserve a medal. The book Ninja by Ali Berg and Michelle Kalus. Here you go. Sign off here. 6 months, 60 books, and bye now.